Most people land in Malaysia expecting one thing. Then daily life in Malaysia shows them something else entirely. Not because it is chaotic, not because it is overwhelming. I have spent serious time living in Malaysia, but because it is quietly, almost invisibly different from anywhere else you have ever lived or traveled. And the longer I stayed, the more I noticed something that I could not find the right words for. Malaysia does not force life into rigid systems. It builds systems around how people actually live. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. If you have been asking yourself, is Malaysia worth visiting, or thinking about what living in Malaysia is actually like beyond the travel brochures, stay with me because this is not a tourism video. Welcome to Beyond Surface. Subscribe now because every week we find the layer underneath the obvious. This is about something deeper, something that takes a few weeks of daily life in Malaysia to even notice. Hit that notification bell and let us get into it. The setup, here is what I mean. Every country has systems, transport systems, government systems, social systems, food systems. The way a country organizes daily life tells you everything about what it values. In some countries, the system is everything. You fit into it or you feel the friction constantly. The rules are visible and the expectations are rigid, and the pace is set by something external to you. Malaysia travel experience does not work that way. The systems exist. They are real. They function, but they have this quality of bending toward the human rather than demanding the human bend toward them. Let me show you what I mean section by section, because this is the kind of thing you understand through examples, not explanations. The rotating king. Let us start with something that almost no one outside Malaysia knows. Malaysia has a king, but not just one king. Every 5 years, the role of king rotates between 9 royal families from 9 different states. It is called the Yang Dipertuan Agong. Each hereditary ruler takes a turn at the national level. Think about that for a second. A system of shared power that has been working peacefully for decades. 9 families, 9 states, 1 rotating throne. No single family holds it permanently. No single state dominates. Now, here is what is interesting about this. It mirrors something in Malaysian culture at large. The idea that no single group should hold everything permanently. That power, like the best meals in Malaysia, is meant to be shared. You see this in the daily life in Malaysia in ways that are subtle but constant. The 2 capitals. Most countries have 1 capital. Malaysia decided that was not quite enough. Kuala Lumpur is where the energy lives, the financial hub, the cultural center, the city that never fully sleeps. If you have been traveling in Malaysia, you know KL is the place where everything is happening at once, and somehow it all works. But the government sits in Putrajaya, a purpose-built administrative capital about 25 km south. Clean, planned, wide boulevards and government ministries, and a lake that reflects the architecture at sunset in a way that makes you stop walking. 2 cities, 2 functions, 1 country that decided to separate the noise of commerce from the work of governance. But here is the interesting part. The decision was not made out of necessity. It was made out of foresight. Someone looked at how cities grow and decided to get ahead of it rather than react to it. That kind of thinking shows up everywhere once you start looking. Malls as living rooms. If you have spent any time living in Malaysia, you already know what I'm about to say. The mall is not a shopping destination. It is a lifestyle infrastructure. In most countries, malls are where you go to buy things. In Malaysia, malls are where you go to live your life. Medical clinics inside malls. Government services inside malls. Places of worship inside malls. Entire food ecosystems that would qualify as serious dining in any other city operating inside a temperature-controlled building that protects you from the heat and the rain. Now, here is what most people do not notice about this. It is not consumerism. It is problem solving. Malaysia sits near the equator. The heat is real. The rain comes fast and heavy and without much warning. The mall solved both problems at once and added community space, healthcare, and entertainment while it was at it. The system bent toward how people actually need to live here, not the other way around. Food at 2:00 in the morning. Is Malaysia worth visiting? Ask anyone who has eaten at a mamak stall at 2 in the morning and watch their face change when they answer. The food culture in daily life in Malaysia operates outside normal hours because normal hours were never really the point. Hawker stalls open before sunrise. Mamak restaurants run through the night. The question is not whether you can find food at any hour. The question is which of the 17 options you are going to choose. But here is what surprised me most about the Malaysia travel experience around food. It is not just the availability, it is the economy underneath it. Street food in Malaysia is cheap because it is designed to be cheap. It is accessible because accessibility was built into it from the beginning. A full meal for less than $2 is not an accident or a bargain. It is a deliberate feature of a food system that decided nobody should go hungry because eating out was too expensive. That is a system built around people, not around profit margins. The rain. If you have been traveling in Malaysia for more than 3 days, you have been caught in the rain. Not drizzle, rain. The kind that arrives in about 90 seconds and turns a dry street into a river before you have finished deciding whether to run for cover. And here is what I noticed about how Malaysians respond to this. They stop. Not with frustration, not with the particular stress of someone whose schedule has just been disrupted. They pull over, duck under the nearest awning, order a drink if there is a stall nearby, and they wait. The rain will pass. It always passes. Usually within 20 minutes. I stood under an awning once with about 12 strangers during a heavy downpour in Kuala Lumpur. By the time the rain stopped, I had been offered a share of someone's takeaway, learned the name of the uncle selling fried bananas 2 doors down, and had a 20-minute conversation about the best durian season. The rain did not interrupt Malaysian daily life. It just redirected it briefly. A country that has learned to work with its climate rather than fight it. The language, but the moment that really changed how I saw Malaysia did not come from any of this. It came from listening to a conversation. I was sitting in a coffee shop in Bangsar. 2 friends at the table next to me were talking, and in the space of about 4 minutes, they moved between Malay, English, Cantonese. And what I later learned was a specific Malaysian slang blend called Manglish, sometimes mid-sentence, sometimes mid-word. And neither of them noticed because there was nothing to notice. This is called code switching. It happens in multilingual societies everywhere. But in Malaysia, it happens with a fluency and a naturalness that is genuinely unusual. Now, here is what this tells you about daily life in Malaysia. Language here is a tool, not an identity weapon. You use what works for the moment. You shift without friction. The goal is communication and connection, not the performance of belonging to one group or another. The cost of living does not just affect your bank account. It affects the pace of your life. And Malaysia travel experience at any length gives you access to a pace that most developed world cities have made structurally impossible. Nature in the city. Last one. And this one still gets me. You can be in the middle of Kuala Lumpur surrounded by towers and traffic, and the full noise of a major Asian city, and within 40 minutes be standing in a rainforest that is older than almost any human structure on Earth. Taman Negara is one of the oldest rainforests on the planet. The Batu Caves sit at the edge of the city. The hills around KL are green in a way that does not look real until you are standing in them. Malaysia did not build around its nature. It built with it still there. And that is the whole point, the realization. Malaysia does not force life into systems. It builds systems around life. Around the rain and the heat and the hunger at 2 in the morning and the need for community and the reality of multiple languages and the truth that rigid rules only work when people believe in them. Every section of this video is an example of the same thing. A country that looked at how human beings actually live and built its infrastructure around that reality, instead of asking people to adjust themselves to fit something more convenient to manage. That is quietly rare. And it is why what living in Malaysia is like cannot be explained in a single conversation or a single video. You feel it in the daily life in Malaysia more than you see it. You feel it at the mamak stall, under the rain awning, in the code-switched conversation. You half understand it in the moment you realize you have been sitting somewhere for 3 hours and nobody has asked you to leave. That is what living in Malaysia is really like. And once you feel it, you will understand why people who have been here keep finding reasons to come back. If you have experienced Malaysia, you will know exactly what I am talking about. Drop it in the comments. Tell me the moment it clicked for you. And if you are not yet subscribed to Beyond Surface, now is the time. Every week we go one layer deeper into the countries the world thinks it already understands. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be part of this conversation. The next one is already coming.